Welcome back YouTube, I'm Ahmed again from In-Depth Tech Reviews, and here is another video about the S20 series. This time I'm gonna show you real shots from the Galaxy S20 Plus and to compare them against the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Pixel 4 XL. Please don't consider this as a full camera comparison. All the shots were taken indoors at the Samsung store in Dubai Mall, so I wasn't able to take full advantage of the device. However, I tried to do my best to get you some shots from the S20 Plus camera before anyone else. So let's check the samples, but before getting started, let's make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified every time I post a new video. So let's jump in. So I will start my comparison with the main wide-angle sensor, which is 12 megapixel in all devices, and then I will move to the new 64 megapixel sensor in the S20 Plus that gives you 3x optical zoom, and to compare it with 3x zoomed images from the Pixel 4 XL and the iPhone 11 Pro Max to see if that big amount of megapixels will really make a difference. And finally, I will show you 8K video sample from the S20 Plus, but it will be scaled down to 4K as YouTube doesn't support 8K resolution yet. Please note that the S20 Plus unit I used is not the final version, so the quality might differ after the official release. So let's start the comparison, and here is the first image. When you look at the three side by side, you will see the Pixel image is the warmest and the iPhone's image is the coolest, and the S20 Plus is somewhere in between. But overall, I like the cooler tone, so I prefer the look of the iPhone's image here. When it comes to exposure, the S20 Plus and the Pixel share the same approach. They underexposed the image, which will allow you to see the LED lights inside the 5G sign, while the iPhone showing the sign normally as you see it in real life. So I do like the exposure of the iPhone's image more than the Pixel and the S20 Plus. When it comes to noise, the Pixel 4 shows a lot more noise than the other two phones. The S20 Plus used software sharpening to make things better, and the iPhone is the best with the least amount of noise while keeping everything look natural. And finally, the details. And it's obvious that the iPhone's image is the most detailed, where you can easily see the gap in the table with almost zero amount of noise. The S20 Plus and the Pixel didn't do a great job here. The S20 Plus sharpened the image to a point the gap almost doesn't exist in the image, while the Pixel shows more detail than the S20 Plus but with a very noisy image. So overall, the win goes to the iPhone as it was the best in every way. The S20 Plus comes next as it has better exposure than the Pixel and less noise overall. In this shot, the iPhone and the Pixel images look very similar in exposure and white balance, while the S20 Plus shows warmer white balance than the two. And the image is a little bit overexposed on the S20 Plus, so I think the Pixel and the iPhone did better in exposure, while the white balance depends on your personal taste. When it comes to noise, all of them show a noticeable amount of noise. However, the Pixel has the most noisy image, while the iPhone and the S20 Plus used software sharpening to decrease the noise. However, I like the black color more in the Pixel image as it's darker and looks more black than the other two phones, especially the S20 Plus as the black color looks almost gray. Also, the colors coming from the Pixel image are bunchier and looks better than the other two phones as well. When it comes to details, the Pixel shows more details than the other two phones, while the iPhone comes next and the S20 Plus comes third. So if I'm gonna pick one, I will go for the Pixel due to the better colors, more details, and balanced exposure. The iPhone comes in the second place because it has balanced exposure, more details, and better colors than the S20 Plus. And definitely the S20 Plus comes third because it overexposed the image, had the least amount of details and washed out colors. Here is the final image before jumping to the next category. Again, the iPhone and the Pixel has similar white balance and exposure, while the S20 Plus once more overexposed the image. Also, all of them show same amount of noise, but this time the Pixel showed less noise than expected, and it's on the same level of the S20 Plus and the iPhone. However, the colors of the Pixel are bunchier, followed by the iPhone, and the S20 Plus colors looks washed out. When it comes to details, I see the Pixel once more shows more details than the other two phones, followed by the iPhone, and the S20 Plus comes third. So again, the Pixel produced the best shot, followed by the iPhone, and the S20 Plus comes third. Now let's check the portraits. The three images look very similar in colors, exposure, and white balance. However, the big difference is in the subject isolation. The iPhone messed up the top half of the subject in a way that produced unusable image. The Pixel and the S20 Plus messed up different areas. However, their image is still usable. The S20 Plus blurred the top left and right corners of the phone's frame. However, the Pixel blurred the light's reflection on the display, unlike the S20 Plus, and also blurred a small part of the phone frame at the top left corner. So I will call this one a draw between the S20 Plus and the Pixel, while the iPhone comes next. In this image, the Pixel produced the best looking shot in terms of colors and exposure. Also, it's the most detailed of the three, as I can see the texture on my gimbal, and I can read the brand name easier too. However, the S20 Plus sharpened the image, and the texture on the gimbal doesn't even exist, same as the iPhone. However, the Pixel once more messed up the area where there is a light reflection on the display, same as the iPhone. And the only phone that managed to overcome this issue is the S20 Plus. And the light reflection didn't impact the subject isolation. So overall, the Pixel had the best looking shot, while the S20 was the best in subject isolation, and the iPhone messed up both of them. So it's a draw between the S20 Plus and the Pixel, and the iPhone comes next. Now let's check the selfie portraits. At the first glance, I will definitely go for the Pixel shot because it has the most natural skin tone, and the t-shirt color looks better than the other two phones. Also, it has the widest field of view, and if we zoomed in, the Pixel image has more details than the other two phones. So let's compare the iPhone and the S20 Plus. Both of them have issues in different areas. On the iPhone, the t-shirt color looks unnatural and the image is warmer than what it should be. And it also has less details. While the S20 Plus has a very bright skin tone that looks unnatural, but it still has better colors and more details. So in selfie portraits, the win goes to the Pixel 4 XL, followed by the S20 Plus, and the iPhone comes third. Now let's check the 3x zoomed images from the 64 megapixel of the S20 Plus side by side with the Pixel 4 XL and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. In the first image, the Pixel 4 strangely had washed out colors and overexposed image, which is the opposite to what happened with the same exact image taken with the main wide-angle sensor. While the iPhone and the S20 Plus this time had more saturated colors and balanced exposure, and the black looks a lot better than the Pixel. But what about the details of the 64 megapixel sensor in the S20 Plus? So look at this. The S20 Plus image is the worst when it comes to details. Is that because the big number of megapixels is just for marketing purposes, to let more people purchase the phone? Or maybe Samsung didn't optimize the camera software yet to take advantage of the bigger sensor. So we will wait and see after the official release. Please note that all the photos shown in this video can be downloaded from the link in the description to have a look at them yourself. So let's go back to the comparison, and the Pixel 4 XL shows the highest amount of details, followed by the iPhone, and the S20 Plus comes third. Let's check another image to confirm. In this shot, the S20 Plus image looks more detailed than the rest, with more vibrant colors, and when zooming in, this time the S20 Plus produced more details than the iPhone and the Pixel. So that could be an optimization issue, as one of the images was better than the other. So that will be confirmed after the official release. Another image here only comparing the S20 Plus and the Pixel 4 XL after enabling the 30x zoom on the Pixel 4 XL using the Camera PX mod. So both images are taken with 30x zoom, and I see the Pixel 4 XL image is better in details with less noise. But after taking this image on the S20 Plus, I found that it's only 12.2 megapixels, not 64 megapixels. And when I swapped to the 64 megapixel mode, I found that I can only zoom up to 6 times. And this is the 64 megapixel image with the 6x zoom. So overall, I'm not impressed by the 64 megapixel sensor of the S20 Plus, as the images coming out of it is less detailed than the images coming out from the Pixel 4 XL and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So again, it's still a bit early to assess, so I will wait for the official release and test again. Finally, let me show you 8K video sample that is downscaled to 4K, as YouTube doesn't support 8K resolution at the moment. So here is another 8K video sample on the S20 Plus, and keep in mind that the super steady feature that stabilizes your video is not supported with the 8K. Also, you have to use the telephoto lens because the 8K resolution is around 33 megapixels, and the main sensor on this phone is 12 megapixels only, so the telephoto sensor is 64 megapixel. And you can hear my voice here. I'm not sure if the mic of this phone is good, but you can be the judge here. Also, you can take high quality photos in the middle of the video if you want to. It's better to use a tripod or a gimbal with this phone if you are planning to shoot 8K with it. And also keep in mind that your video will be cropped like 3 times because you only can use the telephoto lens to take 8K videos. First, let me tell you that the super steady feature used for video stabilization doesn't work with the 8K videos, so the video came out very shaky even while holding the phone steady. Plus, you can only record 8K with the telephoto lens, which gives 3x zoom, so the field of view will be narrow. And to be honest, I don't see any point of recording 8K videos for the time being, as most of the platforms, including YouTube, doesn't support 8K videos. Also, the video cannot be played on any phone that doesn't support 8K, which is the case with each and every phone we have right now, except for the new Galaxy S20 series. So I think this is just for marketing, as in real life, 8K video recording now is just useless. But the best part about it is the ability to take high quality images while shooting the video, and here is a sample of it. So I'm done with my comparison, and I know there are a lot of things missing from this comparison, like the HDR comparison, night shots, and more. But at least that will give you an idea about what are we getting from the S20 Plus camera. And for me, the S20 Plus has a crazy spec sheet only for selling well. But this doesn't translate into an actual advantage for you as a user. Maybe it will be better than other phones when it comes to speed, display, or battery life, but the camera is not the thing that can convince me to buy this phone. So please share with me your opinions in the comments below, and if you like my video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.